approved. The next one, the third from the bottom paragraph.
Sorry, you're going to speak up a little bit about the fans, but we can't hear back here.
All right. This, I don't know what it's off of. Do you know what this is off of?
It might be a little bit.
Sunrise Fiber to the Home update. Okay. So please attend tonight's township meeting if you possibly can. What we have learned since posting the information on the internet is that the township board does not want to approve this without putting it on the ballot in November. This is a delay tactic that will kill the project. That is a total untruth. We have to have a township meeting, and the township board has to vote on whether or not we're going to join in this in any way. So that's totally incorrect. And then here's, yep. And the next paragraph, or two paragraphs down, says, if you allow the township board to delay until the national election in November, this effort will not happen in 2017 unless the township pays the state of Minnesota portion too. Some of the township officers live outside of CenturyLink area and have said that since they are not affected by this fiber to the home, they're not in favor. That is also true. There's not one of us here who has that frontier that have said that we are not in favor of it because we don't have CenturyLink. We just want to get that cleared up.
I'd like to, we have CenturyLink here. I'll leave those here. I'm just curious, what are your plans for right now? Like, if we're looking at this just as it is, what is CenturyLink's plan for fiber optics? Yeah, that's fine.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. My name is Kirsten Sursland. I'm with CenturyLink. I'm local government affairs, and we've been in conversations with actually Bruce and Shane Stepp with Stepp Manufacturing, asking, and Nancy actually brought us to the table, saying what can CenturyLink do to help out this small business with greater internet speed. So we have a program called it's called the CAF Fund, so Connect America Funds. It used to be the Universal Service Fund. It's a small charge on your phone bill. It goes into a federal program, and that federal program then makes disbursements to CLECs, the larger companies, Frontier and CenturyLink in this area, are eligible for those CAF dollars, and they allow us to build into unserved and underserved areas. The FCC determines what those areas are, we don't. So we have a program to build, to expand our fiber backbone and raise speeds in Sunrise Township, Chisago County and around North Branch. That build was not scheduled until 2017. Because of our conversations with Stepp Manufacturing, we agreed that we were going to put in a 7-mile fiber backbone up Wilcox Road with a node ending just 250 yards shy of Stepp Manufacturing to help serve his needs, and so we're moving that portion of the 2017 CAF build into 2016. So that piece has already been released, it's been engineered, and we'll start construction soon, should be completed within 180 days. That's our plan now. For 2017, there will probably be some other small upgrades. I think there's a total of, there's 53 homes in that build, and I apologize, I don't know the number for the build in 2017, but it's another probably fiber backbone build with copper to the home, so it will be at least 10 meg, with homes that are close to those nodes getting up to 100 meg speed. So those are our plans now. We've been approached, I think we've had conversations with the town board and with Nancy, Shane and Bruce, talking about partnering with our CAF build, which is about a $1.3 million value, to bring a fiber to the home project to the portion of Sunrise Township that CenturyLink serves. It's not the entire township, but we would put in our dollars. There's been some conversation about the township bonding for some dollars, and then asking the state of Minnesota, their Department of Employment and Economic Development has $35 million that they're giving in incremental grants, and asking that BEAD program, the Border to Border grants, to match, so that we could do a fiber to the home build for the entire portion of Sunrise Township that CenturyLink serves. that is a infinitely more expensive project than what we're doing already now. So that's, I guess, the question for the township is, what's our direction? What are our marching orders?
So so the CAF funding is already going to increase speeds in this service area that we're talking about to, what are we talking about? Like speed-wise,
Oh, Mr. Chair and council members, we are talking anywhere between 10 up and 1 down, 10 down and 1 up to 100 meg, and I'm not sure what the speed for that is.
Sure.
But depending on how close you live to that fiber fed node.
Okay.
Yeah, the distance is a big, as far as speeds go, the closer you are to the node, the better speed you're gonna get. But obviously, we're gonna be putting in more nodes as far as the services go, so. Yeah.
Do you know how many total households that affects in Sunrise Township of CenturyLink customers?
The backbone that's going in this year will be 53 customers along that Wilcox Road, customers and small businesses. And I apologize, I don't have the numbers for the others because we're underwater with our 2016 build, so I haven't had a chance to look at the 2017 numbers.
So this CAF project is already scheduled for October of 2016. Now, depending on what we do here, does that affect when you start that project?
No, sir, that project has already been released.
Signed off, and that's what they're gonna do.
Yes.
And now, if you do a full fiber optic build, what type of speeds are customers looking at getting?
We do a full fiber to the home build. Customers are looking at a gig symmetrical, so a 1 gig up and 1 gig down.
Which is, it's a totally different network. It's transported through fiber opposed to traditional copper twisted pair, which is what most people have. It's a totally different, like I said, totally different.
The average household really doesn't need 1 gig.
No, I mean,
You know, average household can get by with 12 nuts.
And you're qualified to say that because?
So you used to work in Century for 10 years.
that's right.
It's not to get that.
Yeah.
I just have a question now. You're basing your numbers on CenturyLink customers. What of us that are in the area but we do not have a home phone, a landline, so we're not recognized right now as a CenturyLink customer? But with this coming on board, obviously we would be willing to jump on board, get on it, become a customer, because it's just, as the old landlines were useless, so everybody went to cell phones. But I think we're all here in the same understanding that we'd like to get high speed in the whole area, mainly because it improves the house sales, it improves, well, now with the new school districts, everything is online, and a lot of people work from home, so I mean, just to get into up to date, we need to increase the
It doesn't matter to us if you're a current customer or not. We'll put the backbone fiber in, and we will connect to your house if you call us and ask for service.
Yeah.
Well, that hasn't happened in the past because we're on the north side of Olson. And
So are you a Frontier customer? Is that
It's CenturyLink, they fed out in the Folsom and above and across.
Okay.
Yeah, it stops right.
yeah, well, they stopped
How
it.
many feet is it, do you know by chance?
Ted, his folks?
Yeah.
Only
A quarter mile,
Yeah.
maybe quarter mile less, but yeah, well, Dean is here, he's the last customer on that link, and his service is slow. Lack of. So I mean, there again, we understand this, we understand there's only so much coming out, and that's why I think that's why the majority of us are here to try to find out if it's just something that's gonna happen, that, you know, that's why we're here to try to get our input to say, hey, yeah,
We need something.
Well, that's what to me, that's what I'm trying to understand is, so if the CAF fund, so let's say the CAF funding wasn't there, would CenturyLink be doing this project?
No.
Why?
Numbers, density.
Well, let them
It's a business decision. There isn't, it's not, we don't have the business model for the rate of return, for the return on investment to build out to those homes without that extra money from the feds, which is what it's designed to do. You know, that money from, it's designed to reach underserved and unserved areas.
And so this underserved area, hitting that 10 megs is hitting that target that the government is saying you have to hit with this type of money.
So the state of Minnesota would like that to be 25 meg, and I want to be clear. So at the very least, you'll get 10, and it is scalable. So that's not to say we can't come back in at another time, you know, 10 years, 15 years, whatever, with more investment and make those speeds faster. This is the minimum that someone on that loop is going to get, and it will be scalable for the future.
By today's standards, 10 meg is barely enough. I'm just here to tell you that every year, internet usage goes up per household by about 30% bandwidth usage. So if you're using whatever, 10 meg today, 5 years from now, you're gonna be using in the 20s. Because that's the nature of the beast.
But 5 years from now, we're also having population density large enough for CenturyLink to continue to build.
Well, we're talking about millions of dollars to put in the ground here. They haven't been back for over 30 years, right after putting the copper in. These folks have got a waiting list of, and I thank CenturyLink for coming out tonight. They've got a waiting list of hundreds of towns that want their time and attention and money. We happen to get to the top by however we got there. This is our chance. If we as a group of people don't take advantage of this, they'll see us in 10 or 15 years when they get around to us again.
Well, that begs an interesting question also, with CenturyLink not coming back for 30 years. You know, so there'd be a lot of homes here that are built in the mid-'80s and earlier. Their cables don't support fiber optic. Am I correct? The wiring inside the home?
The wiring within the home, that's totally different. I mean, you can still get fiber to the house.
You can get the internet there.
You get fiber to the house, and then the wiring, the traditional copper, what we do is put a network interface box on the side of the house and then run into that copper network within the house and get 1 gig service. There's specific equipment that needs to be installed.
What's the cost to the homeowner for something like that?
As far as cost on like a traditional fiber optic install?
No, so if we have homeowners here that own old homes and they need that equipment to convert the signal from fiber optic and step it so that it can...
Well, I mean, as far as the cost.
But can't you bring it in and just go wireless, go to a wireless router, bring it right in a wireless router, your whole house
Put
is...
OMT inside.
That's-
And everything is done, you don't
On
need
public
the...
policy.
You don't need
That's
more
fine.
wiring. I've helped wire houses, and most people aren't even putting phone lines in anymore. Everything is coming into a single box, and everybody's going to a wireless router, and everything is controlled off of that.
So essentially, plan to go fiber to the house or just fiber to the node?
That's what this meeting's about.
Yeah, fiber to the node, our CAF plans and our CAF deployment, we are really focusing on fiber to the node. We're driving fiber deeper into those underserved and unserved communities, and then taking, you know, if we can put more nodes deeper in, then we can use our existing copper and boost those speeds. So that's really what we're focused on. We're trying to give more people more speed.
I'm sorry, what's a node? I mean,
Oh, a node, it's like a pedestal, and that is fiber tech, and it's from that pedestal, the electronics and, I don't know, that's where the magic happens that sends the internet to your house.
so don't out of the node, then that's where the cables run to the house.
To your house,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
So you just do fiber to the cross box and.
Fiber, that's what traditional.
So there's a crossbox at Checkerboard Park,
Yeah.
so, and then we're gonna put it, sorry.
And then there's another one at Olson and Loudon.
Okay, so the one that's gonna come up here, up Wilcox Road,
Yep.
the node will be at the top of Wilcox Road, fed from
That's in Keystone.
Checkerboard.
No, that doesn't.
So there's no plan to go east or
Well,
west?
Not this
That's
year.
up to here. That's up to here.
Because that's where a lot of us are, and we're
Right.
missing the whole
And-
section.
Yes,
That's
so
what we're here
that's our 2017 build, was this Sunrise Township area. The reason we moved that piece up to 2016 was because of Step Manufacturing's business. We were able to do that for the business.
So if there's other businesses located further north, like on Olson Road, I know there's 3 or 4 of us business owners. And there's just one business being served in 2016?
We're happy to talk. We came at this because Nancy, your economic development director, she brought it to our attention, so we sat down. We did something very personal for them. So it was in the plan. We just moved it up a year.
Okay.
We're happy to sit down with anyone.
Yeah, so we're gonna sort of keep this moving forward a little bit. I see you do have a question.
Could you please better define, I'm glad there's a note on Wilcox Road, define the boundaries of who that serves? And you're talking next phase, which is why everybody's here, is next phase, and that sounds like money from our pockets for next phase. What do you really mean by next phase? How many people can you go out and reach? Can you cross the rivers? Is it gonna be like a 20-year process of going a quarter mile down the road? I haven't heard much detail here as far as very specifics and boundaries.
A lot of that is because we don't give out a lot of specifics. It's highly competitive information, right?
Okay.
I mean, this is our maps or our. So I'm happy to show this. It shows where our fiber run is, and it shows the circles where folks are fed. They're fed from these areas. So, if you wanted to take a look at this, I'd be happy to show you. I can't pass it around. I can't let it leave my person, but it's here. It's available.
So,
We could
I'd like to
do this.
redirect you, and then we're gonna make some other questions from the board here.
Didn't you recently have a meeting and I got the impression it wasn't a big difference
And
in if we were involved or not, or actually slow
For
things
this year, that's true. The thing is, they're
What
asking
was true, I didn't hear your statement.
that this build is gonna happen this year, 2016.
A very small portion of it.
Yes, yes. And I believe there's only 2 other government units in the state that have partnered with a private telephone company to provide infrastructure at the taxpayer's expense to get better internet speeds. Now, we've been asked to bond for $1 million, and we're not sure how we can do that. We're not even sure we want to do that yet. We have approximately 1,200 households in our township, and we don't even know for sure how many are in CenturyLink and how many are in Frontier. So now we're gonna be faced with, who do we tax for this $1 million bond over 20 years? And there's gonna be a lot of interest, no matter what the rate is. A 20-year bond is gonna cost a lot of money in interest. Sunrise Township will probably be on the hook for the collateral. And so that's why the town board has to get involved in this if we decide to do it. We'd all like to see faster internet and low prices, but we're not quite sure that's gonna happen. So how many people here have CenturyLink telephone right now? We're in the CenturyLink area. Looking, of you people, how many of you have CenturyLink internet? Okay. How many people are satisfied with their CenturyLink internet? And then how many people would be willing to pay on their property taxes for the next 10 years, 20 years, whatever we have to bond for? And how much will you pay on your taxes to get faster internet? That's what we're being asked to do. And that's why we've told Mr. Stepp and Bruce here that we can't make any decisions until after we find out how many people are even interested in doing this, and if we can, in fact, pay this bond, if we do bond it, by only the subscribers. So that's where we're sitting. How many people want to pay more money for a 20-year bond? Okay? How about the other 1,200 people that are in our township?
All their property values go up when this does go through.
Can you prove that?
It doesn't affect.
That's a statistical fact.
That is not.
One at a time, please.
But it's the same thing, we all pay school taxes, and a lot of us don't have kids in school anymore. So it's the same thing, it's part of living and part of the deal. I understand nobody wants to pay more money for that, but all of us don't have the luxury of living in the right area to have internet.
And CenturyLink is a private organization, the shareholders, whereas the school is public.
It's public. I
And so
understand.
what we're being asked to do is fund a private organization because they wouldn't even be putting this in if the CAF money wasn't here. So the CAF money's here, then we're asking not only these residents here that are affected by CenturyLink, but also possibly the Frontier residents to kick in for that. Why is that fair?